Good evening, family, friends, supporters, and my entire campaign team. I thank you all for being here this evening. It is our time. It is our moment for change. Together, we can alter the course of history and make history at the same time. Look around. Look at the crowd assembled here this evening. Each and every one of you braved the weather because you believe that a government that works for all of us is possible and necessary. I am running for mayor of Springfield because, like you, I know it is necessary, and with you, I know it is absolutely possible. Why am I running is a question that I've been asked time and time again since I announced. In preparation for this kickoff, I've had the opportunity to reflect more deeply than I ever have on a question that many would consider rudimentary for a candidate that has been posed to run for a while. Upon reflection, I concluded the following. I'm running because God has a plan. And without his favor, I wouldn't be standing before you today, and I certainly would not have had the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of so many over the course of the last 10 years as a Springfield City Councilor. Running for mayor of Springfield is an extension of God's plan. And after a lot of prayer, many sleepless nights, and brutally honest conversations with family and friends, I decided that it is our time. I'm running because it's not about me. I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors who fought courageously for many of the freedoms that we enjoy today, shed blood so that I could participate in democracy and help shape future generations to come. They devoted their lives to justice for all and not justice for a select few. And I am determined to carry on their efforts. It is our time. I'm running for my great-grandfather, Fred King, and others like him here in Springfield who know what a hard day's work is like using your hands to make a living. He came from Georgia with a 4th grade education and landed a job with the city of Springfield digging ditches. He was a surrogate father for my dad and taught him the value of hard work, which he in turn instilled in me. My great-grandfather taught us all that it is noble to work and all work is noble, a mindset that we must have as we move the needle in the city of Springfield together. It is our time. I'm running for working families and the many matriarchs in the city who, like both of my grandmothers, find themselves working 2 and 3 jobs to put food on the table. Grandma Hurst, a single mother, raised 5 kids on Boundary Court in the north end of Springfield by waiting tables and relying on tips to feed her family. Grandma Gooding raised 4 kids on Green Street in Mason Square by working for the Springfield Armory and ironing clothes for Breck Shampoo Company. They sacrificed for a better future for their children, which meant they sacrificed for me, which meant they sacrificed for this very moment. It is our time. I'm running for my Uncle Ronald Hurst and all the other men and women who have served and who continue to serve in our armed forces, protecting our country. I never had the opportunity to meet my uncle, who gave the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam on April 13, 1967, when he volunteered to be a vehicle commander for an armored personnel carrier to be driven from the field to a base camp, knowing the area to be traversed was enemy-infested and strewn with mines. He disregarded his own safety to accomplish the mission. The sacrifice that he made for his country reminds us all that freedom is not free. His courage has and continues to serve as a model for me as we fight for social and economic justice for the residents of Springfield. Our city is in desperate need of courageous leadership, which is why I know it is our time. I'm running for the many leaders who broke barriers and fought for justice well before my time here in Springfield, two of whom are my father and mother, Frederick and Marjorie Hurst, who have devoted their lives to this community and will leave behind a legacy of service over personal gain, which is all too rare in today's society. From education to community and economic empowerment, to social activism, to political representation, to providing a voice for the voiceless through an African-American point of view, they have led valiantly. I will continue their legacy and the legacy of so many other leaders who have paved the way for me to fight for a better Springfield. It is our time. I'm running for my oldest sister and other attorneys like her in this city who are ensuring that the civil rights and liberties of the indigent are protected and fairness in our criminal justice system is upheld. I'm running for my older brother and other educators in Springfield like him who work tirelessly every day, teaching our young people to strive for excellence, knowing that one day they too will be charged with making Springfield better than we leave it for them. Their work has impressed upon me that we are running just as hard for those who our education system has failed as we are for those who have benefited from it. And it is incumbent upon us to make sure they all have an opportunity for a brighter future. It is our time. I'm running for my wife, Denise Estrada Roseman Hurst. I say her full name to acknowledge both the Estrada and Roseman family, as they have welcomed me into their lives and played an instrumental role in allowing Denise and I to get back to the city we love. Denise is the backbone of our family and the glue that keeps it together. I strive to emulate, you could give it up for her. I strive to emulate the many attributes that she exudes naturally and always fall short. She tolerates the work that I do as a public servant, and whenever I challenge the status quo, which is often, she always has my back. Running for mayor has been no different, and I appreciate your unwavering support. Denise, it is our time. I'm running for all of the young people in this city who are our future and the reason why many of us commit to a life of service. Interestingly enough, I was on a panel with School Committee Woman Naylor last week where she said all you have to do is look to our young people for answers to address some of society's most difficult issues. I couldn't agree with her more. Both of my sons have had a profound impact on me and how I lead, although they are a little too young to know it yet. I'm gonna share two quick stories about Jack and Justin that I believe are relevant and representative of how leaders ought to govern. A few months ago, my youngest son, Jackson, who was 6 years old, said something that resonated with me. In fact, when I asked him to repeat it, it tugged at my heartstrings, and I thought it was worthy of sharing with you all this evening. He said, "You don't have to be my superhero with special powers, Dad, but be my superhero of love." I'll say it again for those of you who missed it. He said, "You don't have to be my superhero with special powers, Dad, but be my superhero of love." I submit to you that we don't need a superhero with special powers leading this city, especially one who feels unaccountable to the people he serves. We need a superhero who governs with love and compassion, and who understands that the true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. I am and will be that type of leader as mayor of Springfield. It is our time. The other story that I want to share with you occurred a couple of weeks ago on the weekend that we commemorated the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My eldest son, who was 11, going on 15, had a basketball tournament at Springfield College. I arrived midway through the first half, and his team was down 20-2. Now, Justin had already tried to prepare me for the outcome of this game when he told me earlier in the day that this team was ranked nationally. Needless to say, his team lost the game, and they should have thanked the scorekeeper for shutting the scoreboard off with 2 minutes remaining as his team was down 50-10. Later that evening, I inquired with Justin as to what occurred, as he and his team were clearly outmatched by their competition. He responded, "Dad, they were all reclasses," which meant that they would have all have had to have stayed back a year, and they were in 6th grade when they should have been in the 7th. I, like you all, laughed so hard at his explanation that I had to stop myself from crying. See, he knew that I knew that he was full of you-know-what. He immediately followed up his poor excuse for why his team was outclassed with the following: "Dad, I knew we were going to lose before the game even started," he said. "How did you know, son?" I responded. "I knew because of their jerseys," he said. "I'm afraid I don't understand, son. What about their jerseys told you that you were going to lose?" I asked. "They didn't have the name of their team or the name of the players who played for their team on the back of their jerseys," he explained. I replied, Tell me more, son. I still don't understand how not having the names on their jerseys told you that you were going to lose before you even saw them play." "Pops, I knew we were going to lose because instead of the names on the back of their jerseys, they had 'we' over 'me,'" he said. It was one of those few times, and those of you who have kids know what I mean, when I was absolutely speechless as a parent. I needed time to process exactly what he said because it was so powerful. My son, who is a pretty darn good athlete, who plays on a pretty darn good team, was beaten mentally before the game even started by 3 words: "we" over "me." I stand before you today to tell you that "we" over "me" is the very foundation of this campaign. "We" over me is how we will be victorious in November. We over me is how we will create a better Springfield for all of us. Not I, not me, we. Not I, not me, we. Not I, not me, we. As mayor, we will have a government that is accountable to the people it serves. As mayor, we will have a police commission that is selected by the community. We will have a transparent process where everyone has an opportunity to apply and serve. We will have a commission that acts independently and is free from political interference. As mayor, we will create a culture that is supportive of police officers while holding those accountable who do not live up to the professional standards. We will have the best trained officers in the Commonwealth, especially in the areas of autism, mental health, and nonviolent encounters. We will get ourselves out from under the consent decree levied against the city of Springfield because we understand that the Department of Justice is only asking us to do what we should have been doing already. As mayor, we will require all department heads to live in the city immediately upon being sworn in. We will value our municipal workers by ensuring they receive a living wage. We will bargain with our unions in good faith and settle collective bargaining contracts in a timely fashion. As mayor, we will work with the Pioneer Valley Transit Authority to provide affordable transportation for our most vulnerable residents. As mayor, we will be a leader in employing returning citizens and encouraging other businesses to do the same. We will invest heavily in our community centers, after-school programs, and gang and gun violence prevention initiatives, knowing that we have lost far too many. As mayor, we will ensure all of our students receive a world-class education. We will emphasize post-secondary success and wage outcomes as a cornerstone for our education system. We will evaluate the superintendent based on how our schools perform across the state. We will increase opportunities for families to access early education providers. As mayor, we will make sure city contracts stay within the city. We will leverage our city's purchasing power to support small and micro businesses. We will lead in using local vendors and suppliers and encourage our anchor institutions to do the same. As mayor, we will invest in a clean Springfield that reflects the pride of our city. We will increase the number of sidewalks and streets paved yearly. We will eliminate the trash fee once and for all. We will reduce taxes for homeowners and businesses. And if for some reason we can't do any of the above, we will be honest with the residents of this city and tell them the truth. We are running for mayor of Springfield because it is our time. It is our time. It is our time. Gracias por su apoyo y que pasen una buena noche. Thank you for your support. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for coming out.